next project that we are going to present is again for a meat. It's again for a meat product, traditional sausage. Firstly, let me introduce you the traditional Greek sausage. The production of traditional Greek sausage in Greece is really huge, because beyond of the sausage industry, every butcher produces its own sausage that is distributed raw after drying. Industrially, it is distributed smoked and cooked. There are really a lot of different recipes for traditional sausage, different spice mixtures, different additives like onions, wine, orange, leek. It depends on the recipe. The basic raw materials of traditional sausage is the beef meat, the pork meat, and occasionally lamb meat. It's not always necessary. The additional ingredients, it's water, the phosphate mixture, the nitrate salt, the spices, and depending on the recipe, leek, onion, orange, or wine. Concerning the production of traditional sausage, the meat is first grinded through 5 to 20 mm plate. Now we are going to grind it through 5 mm plate. Afterwards is the mixing procedure, where the minced meat and all the ingredients are mixed together, plus the Citri-Fi fibers. And this procedure, it's important to add the Citri-Fi fibers to the last stage of mixing, in order the mass to be homogenized, the phosphates to stabilize the mass, and then to bind the free water. Next is the filling, where we use natural casing at a caliber between 24 to 38. The most common caliber is the 28 to 32. And it's next is the heat treatment, where is the most important step, where the sausages are drying before smoking. We smoke it for 15 minutes. It depends on the recipe. Sometimes it will be more. And then they are cooked until the product core reaches 72 degrees. At last is the packaging, where it goes retail. So, what are the common problems in traditional sausages? The main topic of the sausage industries is the losses during thermal procedure, which has to do with the cost saving. Sometimes it goes up to 15%. The second problem is the drip loss into the vacuum package, which affects the shelf life of the product. They are looking for ways to bind the free water in the sausage. And the third one is to stabilize the mass when using cheap raw materials in order to have cost reduction, and during grilling to keep the water and fat. So, the question is, why to use Citri-Fi in sausage production? First, to stabilize the mass. If you stabilize the mass, you can add more water and use cheaper raw materials. What does this mean? Cost reduction. Second, reduces the loss during the thermal treatment, so you have a higher yield during your production. What does this mean? Cost reduction. And third, reduces the drip loss into packaging, which extend the shelf life of the product, so you have less returns, which means cost reduction. So, at this application, we reduce the meat and we added more water. We used the Citri-Fi 100 because of its structure, and it is added from 0.3 to 1% depending on the recipe, the meat, and the added water. At the current recipe, we added 3.5 more water plus Citri-Fi 100 fibers. The results were significant because we have a cost reduction around 70 cents per kilo, which means for a small family industry which produces 1 ton per day. This is a small industry in Greece that produces only 1 ton. It's a profit of 1,680 euros. You can see what will the cost saving at the big industry. Second is the loss during thermal treatment. We have 3% less losses, which means 30 kilos per ton more final product. So, as a conclusion, we have cost reduction because we used more water and cheaper raw material. We have less loss during thermal treatment, which means more final product, so cost reduction. The final product was well banded, what means less drip into the packaging, what means extended shelf life, so cost reduction. Thank you. Okay.
I have a question. On your cost, where you show the 137 euro versus 130 euro,
Yeah,
is that bowl cost only?
this is the food cost
The food cost,
for the match, no casing, nothing, only the food cost.
okay? Is there, with the loss during thermal treatment, is the benefit of that lower loss for the sausage maker because he's cooking it
Yeah,
before it
yeah,
gets
yeah,
sold?
yeah, yeah.
Is that
They
3%
dry it,
benefit?
so they have losses because you have to dry the sausage before to smoke it.
Right.
You dry it at a temperature around 50 degrees, and you smoke it at temperature around 50 to 60 degrees. This takes around 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So you have water losses, and not only water, and fat losses. And then during cooking, the temperature in the oven goes to 78 degrees. So and it needs more than 30 minutes to get cooked.
Okay. So my question is, in addition to the savings of the 1,680 euro per month
Yeah.
for someone that's doing a ton, do they also have for every ton of material, they have an extra 66 pounds then of material to sell?
Yeah, they have
So
extra.
there's extra revenue?
Yeah.
plus
yeah,
there's
yeah,
a cost.
This is plus. Yes.
So it's...
It's, it works, and in Greece, the sausage eaters they work a lot with the Citri-Fi fibers of the sausage because the benefits are really good.
Okay.
Not only in traditional sausage, sausages like frankfurters or hams, but in Greece it's the most selling product.
What were they using before they used Citri-Fi?
Sorry?
What?
Starches and more phosphates, but mainly starch.
Mainly starches, so you were able to replace starches,
Yeah.
take out cheap starches,
Yeah.
use
Because
Citri-Fi.
it's improved without starch, replacing the starch with fibers, the texture is improved. It's during the days at the shelf, the water is still inside in the vacuum package, does not go out of the product, and the mouthfeel is better than the starch.
Okay.
You don't have the sandy mouthfeel.
Okay. So if a sausage maker is making 10% profit now before he uses Citri-Fi, if he's got a 3% extra yield, that's like going to 13% profit, a
Yeah.
30% increase in profit,
30%.
plus the cost savings of both costs. Okay. Thanks.
Any other question?
Would you like to join? Dusty, are you ready to make some sausages? All right.
adjust it with the leek and the onions. We have the nitrate salt. We have the spice mixture, the nitrate, and the Citri-Fi fibers, and the water. First, we add the meat inside the mixer. That's good. Then we add the water. This is the phosphate and this is the nitrate salt. Okay. First we add the salt. And the nitrate, in order the meat to be nitrate. And then we add the phosphates with the spice mixture together. We mix it for 5 minutes, and then we will add the fibers. We have first to homogenize the minced meat with the phosphates and nitrates with the spices, and then to bind the extra water. And we are mixing for another 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, it can go directly for stuffing. We are not going to do now the stuffing, we already have ready products. And that's all.